4, 4, 2, dudes. Okay, we got to go. Welcome back to another episode of 442 Dudes. My name is Ben.
I'm Jon.
And we are the two dudes all the way from the tiny little island on your non-existent map that you have at home called Singapore. And so thank you everybody. Thank you. Thank you all for watching the show. Thank you lah. I think it's been fun. So some of you asked for our previous episode, what is Singapore Chow Mein? Actually, we don't bother. Just eat the mee goreng and whatever Hokkien mee you can find. Correct?
Whatever noodles that you can think of,
exactly.
Just order, right? It doesn't matter.
Correct. So coming right up, we got 90 minutes off. But before we go there, don't forget, Jon, what should they do? They should follow.
Well, you you can't hear Ben. I'm just going to repeat what he said. Remember to follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, and follow us on YouTube as well. We are also on all the various podcasts. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts, we are
everywhere.
On RSS feed. Yeah. So if you cannot remember where we are on, just follow the scroll bar.
Smash it so they can receive notifications. That's what we want. Yeah, the people behind the cameras are telling us, smash that real good.
We're doing this.
Spank it, baby. It's a bit NSFW now. But anyway, coming right back to point, don't forget to follow us. And this production brought to you by CCB TV. We'll see you coming up next. 90 minutes off. Of what?
Alright, welcome back to 90 Minutes Off, and this episode is episode 5. Wow, excited, no?
Oh, it's 5.
Yes, episode 5. And what we're going to focus on this episode, we are going to focus on the Champions League quarterfinals. Right. So, Ben, which match stood out for you?
Ayo, I have to say, and I think many episodes, 5 episodes already, and at least 4 episodes I've been mentioning him, or at least the club, Man City lah. I think Man City versus Bayern has got to be something, because I'm going to say this. Many people might not agree, but I'm just going to give you my take on this. The 90 minutes off. Man City versus Bayern Munich, I think both teams did wonderful. They were great on the field. They struggled a bit at the start, but I think at the end of the day, Bayern lost out because Man City wanted more. That's my take. I think both clubs did very well. In my opinion, I think they both played very well. Masterclass here and there, tactics here and there, but only because Man City wanted more and home ground advantage.
To Man City.
City. So that worked in their favour.
You said masterclass, right? Yeah. But what I saw was slightly different from what you saw. No? Okay. I saw more of a disaster class,
shit.
At least from a Bayern defensive point of view. Don't you agree?
No, that's true. That's why I said some here and there. Here and there. In terms of attacking prowess, both obviously they have their good weapons and all. Defensively, I think both were a little bit shaky at the start. That's me, at the start. Okay. But as the game went on, I think they both showed that intent to score. But again, as I've said, home ground advantage to Man City. And at the end of the day, Man City just wanted more. And if you ask me, Bayern had just the unfortunate thing because they're going through what some people might call the transition.
But you mentioned in the previous episode by Tuchel, he knows German football.
I did, and I also did mention that he's not going to change anything of what Julian did. He's just slowly doing it,
Okay,
so but you said something about disaster class. Tell us more.
You guys saw what's his name again?
Who?
The defender, Upamecano.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
What was that, man?
I have no idea.
He cannot even pass properly. He cannot defend properly. He can't tackle properly. I don't know what's wrong with him. But in any case, I still think that you mentioned that the both teams, Man City wanted more. Yeah. Correct. But I think it's got to do with the formation that Pep has implemented more. Yeah. So this is what I think. I think the last episode I did mention. When City trashed Liverpool, that he actually started with a new formation, and he used the same formation again this time round against Bayern. And the formation is actually a 3-2-4-1 formation. So he started with a back three with 2 defensive midfielders, 4 attacking midfielders, and obviously Haaland as a striker. Correct. But what's very interesting is that one of the defensive midfielder is actually John Stones. Okay, John Stones.
Yeah.
If this formation in the previous episode, I mentioned that. I think this is quite a new formation, and having seen how the formation how the structure and the strategy is working in this match, I think this is just what I think. Okay. This might be the new trend
for City? Or
no, for
across
football. You know how 4-4-2 became a staple?
Yeah.
And then, there used to be a number 10, you're playing the whole, that was a trend. Then after that, because of Makelele, everybody started playing a defensive midfielder there with a 4-1-4-1 and all that. Then after that, 4-3-3 became popular with Klopp, emphasizing with Liverpool. Now I think 3-2-4-1 might just be the next trending formation. And here's why. So Stone started as a defensive midfielder, right? But whenever they are defending against Bayern, he will drop back into the usual right centre back spot. Akanji, who's playing on the right centre back in the three, he then moves off into the right back position. So that gives you a back four, right? And Rodri, since it's already been the DM position, he just goes back down. So when they are defending, they are basically they are just back to a 4-1-4-1 formation.
People like Nathan Ake can also move forward.
Ake then moves to the left. Becomes a left back. Right. So I think this is where players who are able to play multiple positions come in very very handy.
Versatile.
Exactly. And then when they attack, right? Stones will then stay behind. Which allows Rodri to move forward. Right. So when they're attacking, it becomes 4 defensive, 6 attacking. So it gives them a lot of options, right? And case in point, the very first goal. And first goal was actually scored by Rodri himself. And that's also because they just created the space for him to receive the ball. And then, let's face it, it was a worldie. It was the moment I saw the goal, right? The first player that came to mind was Son Heung-min. I mean, really. If you watch the goal, you understand what I'm talking about. Or you can just a beautiful left-footer curler into the top corner. Right. So this is what I mean by I think this is going to be the next interesting trend that we're going to have.
So you think like all the elite clubs will eventually adopt this somehow?
Yes, because they do have the players that are able to do it.
And you must have the players, of course.
Of course. Right. So when Rodri moves up, right, obviously one of the centre midfielders will then move up to join Haaland. So when he moves up, right, it becomes somewhat of a 3-1-4-2 formation. Instead of a 3-2-4-1, it then becomes a 3-1-4-2 formation. And usually the person that usually partners Haaland is Gundogan. More often than not, Gundogan is partnering Haaland up front whenever they attack. So Rodri moves up, Stones remain. De Bruyne stays there. Rodri takes over Gundogan. Gundogan goes up to start his movements and everything, running the channels, drawing defenders away, freeing up the space for Haaland over there.
Haaland just finishes it.
Exactly. So, or you can bring the wingers to come in as well, right? So, I was just blown away by the whole formation, and wow, I don't know. It's just, I think the reason why KDB stays back so that City can fully exploit his vision, the way he passes it, long or short. He can just curl it inside, or serving on a plate for Haaland, or even Gundogan to score and everything. So I think it's brilliant. Yeah.
I can see you very, as we can see, Jon has been well analysing this, and really, I think if you agree as well, I think Jon, some of the pointers we put out. Number one, Jon said there's a trend now in one of the formation of how people play. If you agree, let us know. Okay, if you think, no lah, not right, then let us know as well. That's what we want to hear. But I think the most important takeaway, and we want to ask, because I know my take is, do you think Bayern is going to overturn this thing?
I don't think so.
You don't think so, lah?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think City are too strong for Bayern. And as you actually mentioned already, Tuchel's probably still going to stick with Nagelsmann's tactics and all. So
slight changes here and there.
Yeah, so instead of a treble, I think they're just going to...
And they also have some problem recently, Mane.
We'll talk about that more later on. We'll mention a little bit more. But I think we still have some time. Okay, I just want to touch on one more thing about City.
Sure.
Okay, I'm not a City fan, by the way. I'm just just very blown away by what they're doing and how much improvement they have done, especially Jack Grealish. So I really,
that's true.
He's in tremendous form right now.
Nothing to do with the Singapore Chow Mein.
Yes, nothing to do with that. I mean, Grealish is in tremendous form. I mean, I'm just going to highlight the second goal that was being scored. Right. So the second goal, I know we talked a little bit about Bayern's defensive woes and everything, but I think the goal was a result of Grealish's pressing and the positions of the City players rather than the Upamecano's fault. Right. Yes, he could have done better. Yes, but if it's not because of City's pressing, I think he would have gotten away with it. So this is what I mean. So when Upamecano received the ball from the fellow defenders, right? Grealish, the first thing that Grealish did was he looked around, he looked behind him. Benjamin Pavard actually went up. The moment the ball was going towards Upamecano, so to create the space, right, so that they can just pass and then move on from the right. Grealish saw that. He quickly ran forward to block off that option. So there's one option gone. the second option that Upamecano had was back to the center. Haaland took up that spot to block off the second option. And then the third option was straightforward, right, to the midfielder in front. But guess who was there? No one was there.
Yeah.
So if you take a look, right, in this one simple movement, City just took out three positions, three options away from Upamecano. He actually had a fourth option, which was to just launch it forward all the way. But Grealish was just pressing all the way, and obviously he won the ball. And Haaland went on to go into the space, cross for Bernardo to score the second goal. Brilliant header, by the way. Yeah, so I think it's amazing how much they have improved, how Pep has really, drilled all these things to them. When you press from the front, and you don't just press blindly. You what you're doing is really just cutting off all the spaces available for the defenders, so that you then quickly counter and change it into an attack. And then, because remember I mentioned about the 3-2-4-1 thing and 3-2-4-2, 3-1-4-2 kind of stuff. They have a lot of players in attack, so they're just ready to pounce, right? So I thought for me, that particular play was awesome. Seriously awesome.
And that aligned to City's advantage at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Because, so at the end of the day, do you believe that created a sort of like a panic moment for Bayern then? Because Bayern is being pressured, as you said. Bayern's being overrun by Man City and all that. And that led to 3-0.
Yes.
And hence, therefore, Man City will just go through even the second leg.
Yes.
Okay, you heard that, ladies and gentlemen. Just like that. Bayern, kana hantam, pa. And, I think very funny enough, just a few days before the match, John actually sent me a message that Tuchel is the like a little curse to Pep. Every time they meet, Tuchel is the one winning. Correct. And guess what? Yeah. And that happened. Just thought everyone should know,
Well, Pep overcomes people. So, well, kudos to him. So guys, there you have it. That was our analysis of Man City versus Bayern Munich in the Champions League first leg. So if you agree whatever I said, or you also agree what Ben said, please feel free to comment in the comment section. And I think that's about it, right?
Yeah, we'll see them for our next segment. And what exactly? Now, if you're first time watching this, what's our next segment then?
Our next segment is called The Sixth Sense, where we will share with you a little bit more about what we think of the important matches that's coming up this week.
Exactly. We'll see you. Don't forget to follow us.
You. Oh. Yeah, not me.
Welcome back to this time, what we call Sixth Sense. And you know what it's all about? We're going to give our take and predictions. So if you haven't realized what you're seeing on the screen, or if you can't see the screen, we got our predictions, right below our names there. Yeah. So if you see my screen, you see my prediction. You see his screen, you see his prediction. And now we're going to talk about our predictions right now. We predict. But what exactly are we predicting?
Okay, Ben. So for this week, we will be focusing on the Champions League quarterfinals, second leg.
Yep.
Right. So we spoke a little bit about City and Bayern in the previous segment. But let's move on to the second leg. Let's review all the four matches.
Sure.
Right.
Let's zoom in.
What's your thoughts?
Okay, so first one, I think Napoli and AC Milan. I'm going with 2-1. So if you can see my screen, I am going with 2-1. I think at the end of the day, it is the home ground advantage. Napoli needs this. I think they need all their players to come together. They need their fans to rally them together, just so they can actually now make it through.
Do you really think they'll make it close?
I actually think they can.
Really?
I actually think they can. They have their own bumps here and there, lah. But it is a club that's full of pressure right now. They're meant to win the league. They're meant to do this very well. You know what I mean? And so with all the pressure, they're like, wow, we got to make sure we do it right. And the players especially, because now that we keep saying they're doing good, players that I cannot pronounce their names, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yes, I know.
They're doing well. They're doing well. But when the pressure comes in, then they start to falter. So this is why I think when they come back home, especially in home ground, they're not going to falter. They have to push their best. Therefore, I say Napoli will edge off AC Milan 2-1.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I agree with Ben that Napoli is going to win for two very simple reasons. Number one, Victor Osimhen is back.
Yeah.
He's been missing the injury for the last few matches, including the 4-0 loss to Milan back in the Serie A.
They did.
But he's according to the coach Luciano Spalletti, he is back for the second leg.
All right.
So with him back, I think Napoli definitely stands a chance because in the first leg, even though they lost to Milan, Osimhen wasn't around, right? So his replacement was Raspadori. But Raspadori's chemistry with Kvaratskhelia is not that great, and it's very evident when you watch the highlights.
Yeah.
Right. So with Victor back in, I think it's going to be a different ball game altogether.
It's going to be that Napoli all over again.
Correct. And in the very, very first episode, I mentioned that I think City and Napoli are hands-on big favourites to win the Champions League. So
we already talked about Man City already going there. So Napoli is likely also.
Yes. So that's our take for Napoli. Yeah. And speaking of home ground advantage, we always talk about. I need to throw this back to him because for those of you who are watching for the first time, Ben is actually a Chelsea fan. So we know what's happening at Chelsea. So I want to throw it back to him now.
Come on.
Do you think Chelsea can overturn?
No.
Wow!
No, I mean,
finally, you're being realistic.
No, finally. I have always been realistic.
Wow!
We will not, but
I need to go and buy.
It is still Stamford Bridge at the end of the day. Many people say cannot. But look what happened. We overturn it. I'm just saying. But from a very neutral point of view, because the show requires me to, otherwise producer take the hammer, throw it at me, I'm going to say Chelsea 1, Real Madrid 0.
Wow, okay, so at the end of the day, you still think that Chelsea's going to win?
I still think they're going to win, but
that
not
game
a big
itself.
Win. Not a big win lah. Okay, but as a real Chelsea fan, of course we'll win. But from a neutral point of view, 1-0. Just saying, neutral.
Okay, so you agree that they will still be eliminated?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay. At least you're being a little bit realistic over there.
Only for the show.
I see. Well, I think Real Madrid still going to trash Chelsea 3-1. I'll give you one goal. No, I'll give you one goal.
Okay, I'll give one goal.
I'm being very kind, giving you one goal at home.
Okay, one goal at home.
Okay, just for the benefit that is at Stamford Bridge, I'll give you one goal.
Okay, I'll take it.
So I think Real Madrid is going to win 3-1 at Stamford Bridge. And the remaining two matches are Inter Milan versus Benfica. I think Inter Milan is going to win 2-0.
Oh yeah, same. Well, I went with 3-1 lah.
Yeah, and Bayern City, as we already mentioned.
Yeah, we did.
I think City will still go through. But in any case, like Ben is very certain that Chelsea is going to win that particular game. I think Bayern is going to win the next game, but they will lose the leg. They'll lose the tie, but they'll win the second leg. I mean, that's just my opinion.
Okay. Okay. And for mine, it's just that I think it's going to be 2-2. I think at the end of the day, with the home ground advantage for Bayern, Man City has Pep, but most importantly, Man City has Haaland. And that boy is just breaking record, smashing record. Oh, by the way, if Haaland is smashing record, you can also smash records as well. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, and whatever, yeah?
There you go. Well
not bad. We try, Thank you, Haaland. Don't forget to follow us also.
In any case, they can see on screen right now, just a word from our producer right now. So we do not advocate gambling in any form. Okay, our score predictions are just meant to generate discussion for
entertainment as well.
Particularly for this podcast only.
It is.
All right, so we do not encourage gambling. As you can see on the screen right now. So that wraps up our segment on the Sixth Sense.
Yes, we do. Right? And again, if you think we've been quite spot on so far, thank you. Otherwise, we'll see you for our next segment, and that segment is called
What's What? Who's Who?
So we'll see you for that one. Don't forget to follow us again. Don't forget. Haaland, I love you. Hello. Don't know why I say hello, I'm so angry. Hello. And this is the part where we go, what's what and who's who? Once again, if you for some reason skip to this part, my name is Ben and his name is
Jon.
And we're going to bring you what's happening all around the world. In fact, what's the recent happening? Now the first one, Jon, take us away.
I'm going to kickstart this segment with the major topic that's been going on about referees, assistant referees, VARs, whatever you want to call them, because I think they are getting in the limelight.
Okay.
For all the wrong reasons.
Like
recently.
Flag lah, too much flag.
Yes, too much flag. FLAK. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So the first one is Michael Salisbury, or Salisbury, however you want to pronounce it. So he was the VAR for the game between Brighton and Tottenham.
Okay.
So the big hoo-ha with this incident is that he did not award Brighton a penalty when Højbjerg fouled Mitoma in the box. And Howard Webb himself actually came out and apologized to Brighton, saying that it should have been a penalty. I'm sorry, and this is what we're going to do. So Michael Salisbury has been banned from future games until further noticed. So I'm not sure what's going to happen to him because Lee Mason, if you recall earlier in the season, has been struck off the list completely. Yeah. So I'm not sure whether the same thing is going to happen to Michael as well. But in any case, I think it's quite nice to see that actions being taken for the right reasons right? Okay. So I think there was another one, right?
So you mentioned Konstantin Hatzidakis, correct?
Oh, the
Is
guy
one?
that elbowed Robertson, right? Yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned him earlier, is it? Is that one?
No, I mentioned Michael Salisbury.
Okay, so then that now brings me to Konstantin Hatzidakis, because you mentioned about how all these referees getting banned, right? Just in, this guy, again, I'm trying to pronounce his name, Konstantin Hatzidakis. Apparently, while yours faced some sort of action, like a little ban or ban till further notice, this guy is facing no disciplinary action by the English Football Association. He is free to return to officiating. Now, as a Liverpool fan, I don't know how you feel, but I'm just letting you know that, he doesn't face anything. Now, do you feel, whether you stand from a Liverpool point of view, do you think that this guy should be having some sort of ban or penalty or fine?
I think it's probably the correct decision. So if you look at the replay, I think Robertson was the one that kind of instigated the whole incident.
Yeah.
So he was basically what most players would do. Yeah. They would just run up to the refs, complain, shouting right in their faces and all. Yep. And refs are just still humans, right? So, and I don't think there was any malicious intent for him to just elbow Robertson in his face. You probably just wanted him to move off,
Correct.
He probably wasn't even looking at us,
In fact, if I can read the statement by him, he said, "It was certainly not my intention to make any contact with Andy as I pulled my arm away from him, and for that I have apologized."
Wow.
Yeah, so he was just merely pulling the arm.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
But in any case, I think the key point to take away is players should stop shouting and then surrounding the referees.
Yeah. Okay, here's the funny thing. Now, recently I just met with a Singapore legend in the 1970s.
Okay.
And if you don't mind me, I want to add what he says.
Okay.
He says now, these days for footballers, whether it's local or whether it's overseas, why are the players, they have to know what foul they make? Why do they have to be in the know? If you get a yellow card or if the referee, stops you, why should that happen? In my opinion. Well, that's why he says like, why must I tell you have a yellow card because of this and that and this? You know what I mean? So
you're saying that rather than the referee telling the player what was wrong, he should just accept the decision.
Accept. And if the referee is being questioned, then the referee shouldn't have to explain because he's not a mother. He is a referee. He spotted something that's wrong. He gives you the foul. Yeah, so that was what he was saying, and I thought that was very interesting. Now he also went on to say now that and by the way, for those of you wondering who is he, I was actually having a little conversation with a former 1970s. Now I'm not very familiar with which era, but 1970s Singapore footballer Ho Kwang Hock. Yeah, who I believe is a striker as well back then. Yeah. Ho Kwang Hock. So he was saying that referees these days, why do they have to be, I gave you a foul because of this and that and this and that. If you give the yellow card, and to quote him, this is how he actually spoke. If the referee give a bloody card, just accept the card, move on with life. You got the card. What must the referee explain to you? So he said it in that way, and it's true. So then we go back to what we've been saying. Now referee also need to say sorry just because they accidentally put their hand, hit somebody. I mean, then people are now saying that, you hit the person. So, I feel that referee
I see where you're coming from. I see where you're coming from.
Referees get too much flack Yeah, that's what I'm saying
Okay.
Poor things I feel. Yeah.
Yeah, poor referees. But I think, at the end of the day, they are still
damn
human.
Strawberries. Okay, anyway.
You said it right. But speaking of all the, let's move away from all the negativity.
Yeah. Let's bring in some positive. We need some positive. I tell you.
Oh, this is so positive. I can't be more happy about this.
Please share, please.
Okay, so right now, what we're going to talk about are career milestones in club football.
Happy man, I tell you.
Of course, I'm so happy. How can you not be happy, Ben?
I'm happy lah.
Of course you're happy,
but not as happy as him.
Of course, I'm bloody happy. Why?
Yeah, why? Tell us
because
why.
Because over the weekend,
why,
we have our very, very first Asian footballer achieving the 100th EPL goal. Oh,
I wonder who is that.
His name is none other than Son Heung-min. He plays for Spurs and the Korean national team. And what a beauty. What a beauty he scored his 100th goal. Typical Son. Cuts inside, curls it into the top corner. Left or right foot doesn't matter. And here's the fun fact. Of all his 100 goals, it's so balanced. 55 was scored with his right foot. 41 was scored with his left.
The left one.
And the remaining 4 was headers. So that's just brilliant. Wow.
Congratulations to you, by the way. I mean, it's
Tsukamida.
Yeah, don't know what you said lah.
I said congratulations in Korean.
Whatever that is. Right. But and I think another positivity that I saw as well. I'm not a fan of them lah. But there was a match between United and Sevilla. And when Lisandro Martinez got injured, the whole leg thing and everything, I thought it was very cool to see his teammates come together. Now, I just wanted to talk about positivity, because the producer behind is showing that love really, because I'm talking about United now, And really, I thought that was very beautiful. As again, many episodes, 5 episodes in, and we're always saying football is that kind of game, it brings people together, and therefore it's very nice. So, Asian player scoring 100, and now we just see, it doesn't matter which club you're from, same country, help each other. Thought that was a very nice gesture.
Brilliant. So let's move away from the red side of Manchester to the blue side of Manchester.
Okay.
Why? Because carrying on from the 100th goal topic, interestingly, the next person that's in line to achieve this milestone is actually Riyad Mahrez. He's on 82 EPL goals at the moment.
Wow.
Yep, he's next in line. So 18 more goals, probably 2 more seasons.
Yeah.
After him is a Firmino on 80. I don't think he's going to... I'm not sure he's whether going to
stay,
right? So anyway,
correct. Okay.
Yeah, so that's Riyad Mahrez. And then moving away from goals, goals can never be scored if you do not have someone to provide for you, right? And everybody, I guess you agree that probably the best assist maker is Kevin De Bruyne.
Okay.
And this week, he was another one to reach a career milestone. He clocked his 100th EPL assist against Southampton. And he is actually the fastest player to do so. He did it in 237 games. The next closest was also another Premier League legend, Cesc Fabregas. Cesc took 293 games to achieve 100 assists. And speaking about Cesc is actually on 111 assists in total, career total. De Bruyne is just 12 away.
Wow.
So next season is probably going to break it.
Could be this season too.
Nah.
No.
Okay, definitely not.
We just have to throw it. It's Man City at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Yes. So they'll bring him to second in the list, right? He's 62 behind Ryan Giggs, but I don't think he's going to defeat Giggs unless he plays all the way to his 40. But who knows?
Oh yeah, who knows?
Right. And then speaking of milestones again.
Okay, another milestone.
Yes. Moving away from the Premier League, we're going to talk about Lionel Messi.
Ooh, what about him?
Yes. So he's got. This was again over the weekend.
Yeah.
Messi actually had clocked his 1,000th goal contribution in club football. And the most interesting thing about this whole achievement is that the person he assisted was Sergio Ramos.
Okay.
Sergio Ramos.
Of all people, huh?
Of all people, exactly.
Of all people, no.
What the irony, right? Oh my God. And I also want to shout out to Zlatan. Zlatan. He's back in March.
Yeah.
Right, he became the oldest goal scorer in Serie A at 41 years old.
Yep.
So these are just some of the career milestones in club football.
A lot of it. Yeah. I mean, there are too much, I think. But at the end of the day, that's the beauty, We love seeing all these goal scoring moments, and I think very frankly, we're glad to be alive to be witnessing all of these.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, to see all of this happening. So thank you everybody for been following us so far. If you've been watching all the way through here, thank you. Appreciate it. But if you follow, but you watch till here and you never even follow and subscribe, shame on you. Do it right now. Yeah. So thank you.
Yeah, so Ben, what's next on the list?
What's next?
The next one is actually something that took place in the championship.
Yeah. It's got to do with someone that has the same name as me.
Who?
Ben lah. No, I mean Ben was also involved at Ben Foster.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're talking about Ben Foster? Oh,
yeah.
Okay,
I'm going direct. He was involved in the thing, what?
Okay.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm just saying Ben Foster is also involved in it. Yeah.
So what happened to Ben Foster?
Ben Foster, he made a save.
What save?
What save? That save. Crucial save.
Explain lah.
Okay. So what he did, and I must say, now I want to go after the thing first, okay? Now you rarely have someone who saved that crucial, I think it was a penalty, that crucial penalty, and still have a video to talk about it. I just want to say, that is something that I think a lot of people enjoy. To see someone who's still in the game, even at his age, even though they're playing for this league that's way lower than the Premier League. We've been talking about this, John was saying to the producer saying back to us, it felt like as if it's not even the lower league kind of game.
Of course.
It felt like a damn high kind of game, no?
It felt like a championship game
exactly.
to me. At least to me. It was end-to-end stuff. Yeah. The crowd went
bonkers.
And Ben Foster, this is the first time, in fact, he said it on his vlog as well. It's his first time that he has ever been in this situation where he was tasked to save a penalty in the final minute with this kind of a pressure.
Yes.
The consequences.
Promotion pressure as well.
Exactly. So it's brilliant. Oh, I'm not a Wrexham fan, but after watching that, I feel like I'm going to be
got a fan lah.
Yes, you
passion,
feel
the passion. Yes, the
exactly.
passion. And this also brings us to well done, Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. For being a great owner.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of inspirational moments, there's actually another inspirational moment that took place this week in the Bundesliga, right?
Yes.
Where there were 2 cancer survivors.
This one I don't know.
Yeah. Sebastian Haller and Timo Baumgartner.
Okay.
Right. the game between Dortmund and Union Berlin. So the
Okay.
two of them actually managed to beat testicular cancer,
Wow.
and they both featured in the game.
Wow.
Yes, and there's a very
Well done,
nice
guys.
image of them, exchanging
Yeah.
jerseys and all. So I thought, wow, that was a
That
brilliant
again,
inspirational
another
moment.
positive thing.
Exactly. So I
Yeah.
think this was similar to what you mentioned
Yeah,
about
yeah, we did,
Martinez
we
and
did.
all,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
where
yeah.
his
You know,
Argentinian
Just-
teammates,
Yeah.
it's just brilliant. Wow, I feel so happy just talking about all these
We
things.
are lah. We are.
Yeah. Okay, so I think just to end off the whole segment, I just want to bring one more thing, right? Well, I just
That-
want to give a big congratulations to
To-
Burnley
Wow, of
for
course.
being promoted to the EPL.
Yeah, well done, company.
Company, he's doing so well that apparently David Levy is interested in him to bring him to Spurs for
Oh,
the next Spurs
oh
job. I
dear.
hope he doesn't take the
I
Spurs
hope he
job.
doesn't too.
Because if he does, then that's it. His career's gone.
Yeah, I think so too. What he said. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, so yeah, there you have it. There was the segment of the what's what and who's
Who's
who.
who.
All right, so this was episode 5 for you guys.
Yeah.
So remember, don't forget to
forget.
smash that.
Smash it.
Yeah, I think you say
No,
it
like
better.
smash what? No, smash what? You said smash. Smash what?
Smash the subscribe button, smash the
Exactly.
follow button, smash the like button,
Correct.
whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
Right. And stay tuned for next week.
Next week, episode
6.
6.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
And we are
wait.
before. Why, ah?
Our producer just told us to mention this.
Why? Okay, come say. Must be the fight. They've been talking about the fight the whole time, and now we have to bring it up.
I'm sorry.
Okay lah, we have to say it lah. Just say it. It's all Liverpool's fault. Mane is involved. What? Mane, Sane, they've been involved, right? Yeah. So yeah, they've been involved. Bye. What the hell? They've been involved. It's Liverpool's fault.